Hello everybody, welcome to this American Sun Conure breeding farm. Today we are following the hands-on process of breeding, egg collection, incubation, and hatching.
The breeding process starts with careful manual inspection. Each egg is checked for cleanliness, shell condition, and
After inspection, fertile Sun Conure eggs are carefully placed into controlled incubation equipment. Gentle At this semi-commercial aviary, fertile eggs are handled in small batches and carefully placed into professional incubation racks.
during incubation, the eggs are monitored carefully and gently repositioned as required. Unlike mass chicken,
As hatching approaches, the eggs are moved into a carefully prepared hatching environment where staff can closely monitor the developing chicks and maintain clean conditions.
Successful incubation requires careful monitoring at every stage. Once the chicks hatch, check their condition.
Each newly hatched Sun Conure is individually checked for normal development, body condition, and overall strength before entering the next stage of care.
The chicks are individually assessed for normal physical development. Careful early monitoring helps staff identify bird.
Young Sun Conure chicks receive individualized care based on their age and condition. Feeding and health procedures are carefully
controlled. As the young birds grow stronger, they move into larger flight spaces where they can perch, climb, and develop natural movement.
As the young sun conures become stronger, the farm gradually expands their living space with additional perches, enrichment, and carefully managed feeding areas.
Fresh drinking water is checked and replaced manually throughout the day, allowing the caretakers to monitor every enclosure closely.
Daily movement and enrichment encourage the young birds to develop strong feet, balance, coordination, and natural climbing behavior.
As the birds mature, their juvenile plumage becomes increasingly vibrant, revealing the characteristic colors that make the Sun Conure so distinctive.
During the growing period, the young birds receive more space and enrichment, allowing them to practice flight and develop the strength and coordination needed for adulthood. As the birds grow, caretakers monitor feeding behavior closely and adjust portions according to the bird's stage of development.
Multiple feeding stations allow the caretakers to distribute food manually while encouraging the birds to move naturally throughout the flight enclosure.
By adulthood, the Sun Conures have developed their full brilliant coloration and strong flight ability. With a
Once the birds reach maturity, the farm focuses on maintaining a healthy and stable breeding flock through careful observation, balanced nutrition.
The mature flock is organized into carefully managed breeding groups, allowing the caretakers to monitor individual birds.
When breeding pairs need to be moved, trained caretakers use calm, low-stress handling methods and specialized
ventilated carriers protect the birds during short transfers between breeding and flight areas.
Every transfer is performed by trained staff, with the birds moved slowly into prepared breeding spaces to minimize unnecessary stress.
mature birds are handled individually by trained caretakers using calm, low-stress techniques designed specifically for companion and breeding parrots. Before breeding decisions are made, each adult bird is observed carefully for normal behavior, physical condition, and feather quality. Body weight is recorded as part of routine health monitoring. helping the caretakers track each breeding bird over time.
Routine examinations allow the farm team to identify changes early and maintain accurate records for every breeding bird.
Breeding nest boxes are inspected manually so caretakers can monitor nesting activity while minimizing disturbance to the birds.
The breeding area is designed around small, manageable groups, allowing staff to observe individual pairs rather than relying on a mass production system.
Caretakers also monitor pair compatibility and natural behavior, important factors when managing a dedicated breeding flock.
Accurate records connect each breeding pair with its health observations, nesting activity, and reproductive history.
Close visual checks help the team monitor feather condition, body condition, and overall appearance without disrupting the bird's normal behavior.
At the breeding stage, caretakers inspect each nesting area by hand, carefully monitoring activity without disturbing the breeding pairs.
Each clutch is logged individually, so the farm can trace eggs back to the correct breeding pair. The eggs are checked carefully for shell damage and visible abnormalities before entering the controlled incubation process.
Unlike commercial chicken hatcheries, Sun Conure breeding involves small individual clutches, so every egg can be monitored closely.
Controlled incubation equipment helps maintain stable conditions when the farm uses assisted incubation for selected Sun Conure clutches.
Temperature and humidity are monitored consistently, with caretakers recording the conditions throughout the incubation period.
Candling gives the breeding team a non-invasive way to monitor embryo development and identify eggs that may require additional attention.
When hatching begins, the fragile newborn Sun Conure chicks are moved into carefully prepared nursery conditions under close human supervision.
After hatching, each Sun Conure chick receives individual attention as the breeding team monitors its condition and early development.
Every chick is individually documented, allowing the farm to track feeding, growth, and development from the first days of life.
The nursery team works in small batches, keeping feeding and handling controlled so that each young bird receives appropriate individual care. Regular weighing provides the breeding team with an objective record of growth and helps identify chicks that may need additional attention.
Detailed records allow the farm to follow each chick's progress from hatchling through juvenile development.
As the juveniles feather out, their unmistakable Sun Conure colors begin to appear, making species identification increasingly clear.
Once the young birds are stable and developing well, they can gradually move from the nursery into larger spaces designed for juvenile development. From carefully monitored eggs to fully feathered juveniles, every stage is supported by hands-on care inside a professionally managed American Sun Conure breeding farm.
From the first hours after hatching, human caretakers monitor temperature, behavior, and development closely, giving each young
For chicks requiring assisted feeding, trained caretakers provide small controlled feeds while closely observing swallowing and behavior.
As the young Sun Conures grow stronger, caretakers continue daily inspections to ensure healthy development and good social behavior.
The distinctive golden, orange, green, and blue plumage makes the Sun Conure instantly recognizable as it approaches maturity.
Feeding is handled manually, with caretakers checking the bird's appetite and behavior throughout the day.
As the young Sun Conures grow stronger, caretakers continue daily inspections to ensure healthy development and good social behavior.
The distinctive golden, orange, green, and blue plumage makes the Sun Conure instantly recognizable as it approaches maturity.
Feeding is handled manually, with caretakers checking the bird's appetite and behavior throughout the day.
Routine visual health checks help the breeding team identify changes in condition before the birds move into larger communal spaces.
Weight and development records give the farm a clear picture of each young bird's progress.
At this scale, the farm combines professional record keeping with hands-on daily care, rather than relying on an industrial production line.
Gradual socialization gives young birds more room to fly, climb, interact, and develop natural behaviors.
Separate breeding, nursery, and juvenile areas allow the farm to manage the birds carefully while maintaining a natural environment.
Behind every successful breeding cycle is careful record keeping, consistent observation, and experienced human care.